welcome to this edition of Burlington Now. I'm your host, Dee Brockwell. Year-round, Burlington has a lot of entertainment to offer, and there's no difference in the summer months. We're going to check in with the Recreation and Parks Department to find out what B-Town events are headed our way. Then we'll talk with the Burlington Fire Department about what you need to know with dealing with smoke detectors in the home. And in our latest Inside the BPD, we'll learn the do's and don'ts when making a 911 call. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get started. Today we are here at Burlington's Downtown Historic Depot. We are talking with Emily Lott and Mary Fawcett of B-Town Events. Mary, can you tell us a little bit about what B-Town Events is all about?
Sure. So 4 years ago, the concept of developing a brand for the Special Events Division of Recreation and Parks was conceptualized with our B-Town Events name. Out of that, we have come to this realization that B-Town Events brings experiences to the community. This is entertainment, food trucks, and fun for all ages.
Sounds great. Well, with summertime approaching, I know everything's about to go wide open here. So tell me about what we can look forward to that's coming down the pike for B-Town Events.
May starts off our summer concert series. That is a collaboration with Elements Arts and the other municipalities in the county. So there's a county concert every Friday night. B-Town Events is responsible for the second Friday night. That one takes place in City Park, and then the fourth Friday takes place here at Historic Depot. And not too far off in July, we have July 3rd. So we continue to move forward, and of course we have a carousel festival that will have in September.
Absolutely, we look forward to that. So Emily, Fourth Fridays is a seasonal event that takes place right here in the Historical Depot area, and it's been growing every year since it started. Can you tell us more about what's going on this year?
Sure. So as Mary mentioned earlier, Fourth Fridays is part of that countywide concert series. We take on the fourth Friday here in downtown Burlington from May through August. In June, we have Something Acoustic. In July, we have Gray Matter, and in August, we have Sweet Tea and the Biscuit. So all local Burlington bands. We also have busker bands that kick off the event at 4:30 when our food trucks arrive. We've added additional food trucks this year, so we have quite a variety for people to choose from. On top of that, we also have our beer garden with craft beer from Carolina Brewery and then local Grove Winery here on site. We also have a kids zone, lots of great sponsors with interactive activities, and it's a really great built social environments for families and friends to come join together in downtown Burlington.
That's one celebration that B-Town Events makes possible throughout the summer season in downtown Burlington. But in the middle of summer, we also have our Independence Day coming up. How does B-Town Events celebrate Independence Day?
Yeah, so we always celebrate our Independence Day on July 3rd. This year it falls on a Tuesday. We'll kick off with a blood drive and rides opening at Burlington City Park at 3:30 p.m. And then at 5 o'clock p.m. we have food trucks coming in, live music at the Jimmy Combs stage featuring Violet Bell and Gypsy Danger. And we've also got some children's activities on top of that. And then at 9 o'clock, our feature is our fireworks display,
which everyone looks forward to. It's a great event for everyone. Also, as we culminate the season or start wrapping up the hot months, we look forward to our Carousel Festival, which is a wonderful 2-day event. And that's been going on for how long now, Mary?
31 years, going strong.
Wow.
And what that entails is on Saturday is 10 to 6. We have an evening concert, and so it continues with a headliner band coming on at 8:30. We kind of view that as an event within an event.
Right.
At this point in time, we have not released the headliner, so we want our audience to stay tuned. That will be really exciting when we do release it. That we expect that'll happen around June. This event, like many of our others, staying true to our brand of B-Town Events, hosts food trucks, sweet and savory. In addition, we have over 50 artisans and craftsmen. We have a new expanded area in the last 4 years of the park called Under the Trees. This area has grown to be interactive for children. We have a vendor out of Raleigh, Interactive Playgrounds, and they bring a climbing wall, a bungee tramp, a colossal slide,
wow.
And then B-Town Events in fields with foosball, 9 square in the air, and some other life-size events. So it's a really fun area for the kids. There's space painting, balloon twisting, the amusement park rides are open, and then of course central to that event is the carousel. We have up to 3 stages with performances, both bands and some of our local acts like our dance troops. We have a juggler. We have all kinds of unique acts. And then on Sunday, it is from 12 to 5. So we really encourage the community to come out both days because they can experience something different on Saturday than what they do on Sunday.
Each day holds something special.
Absolutely.
Good. Well, thank you, Mary. And Emily, we want to stay in touch and see what that headliner act's going to be. Plus, we want to be able to refer to somewhere to see where to stay in touch and keep up with what's going on. So where's the best avenue to do that?
Yeah, the best place to keep in touch with B-Town Events is on Facebook or Instagram. We also have a Snapchat, and all of our names are B-Town Events. We post daily on Facebook, letting the community know what's up and coming and what we have going on in Burlington. Also, our website, btowneventsnc.com, is a great place to find out what's coming for the rest of the 2018 calendar.
Great. Well, we're looking forward to a wonderful, exciting summer season with B-Town Events. Thank you both for joining us. Today, we're at Wayfair at Garden Crossing Apartments, and we're talking with Lieutenant David Sharp with the Burlington Fire Department. And our topic today is going to be smoke alarms. Smoke alarms have been in the news lately, and I know that's a near and dear topic to you and all of the fellows and ladies at the Burlington Fire Department. So tell us a little bit more about why we're talking about smoke alarms today.
Absolutely. So within the city of Burlington, we've had a fire fatality. Additionally, the city of Greensboro had a fire fatality involving several children, and in that situation they had smoke alarms, but unfortunately the smoke alarms were not working. So we want to get the message out. We want to make sure everybody in Burlington has working smoke alarms.
And there's actually a North Carolina ordinance about smoke alarms?
Yes, there's North Carolina General Statute 42-42, and there's also Senate Bill 77. Both of those dictate in the apartment or multifamily dwelling situations when the tenant versus when the landlord, who's responsible for what with smoke alarms. In those situations, the tenant moves in, the landlord is supposed to provide a working smoke alarm with a fresh battery. Unless it's written in the contract, the tenant is actually supposed to be responsible for changing the batteries out twice a year.
So it most times is the tenant's responsibility to keep those batteries fresh.
Yes, so it's the landlord's responsibility to provide a working smoke alarm, but it's the tenant's responsibility, unless it's in the contract, to be responsible for changing the batteries in the smoke alarm. Now, if the smoke alarm becomes damaged, they're supposed to notify the landlord. The landlord has a certain amount of days. They're supposed to provide a new working functional smoke alarm.
And all of this can be found in our North Carolina statutes.
Yes, all can be found online.
Very good, very good. The type of alarms that people get, there's so many out there, and people may have a lot of misinformation or just be totally confused about what type of smoke alarm to get or what is adequate for them. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Absolutely. So there's photoelectric alarms, there's also ionization alarms, there's combination photoelectric and ionization alarms, there's carbon monoxide alarms, and there's also alarms that have a combination of smoke and carbon monoxide detection. Your ionization alarms are for fast developing fires, and they're also a nuisance problem. So if you don't want to have an ionization alarm in a kitchen area or outside a shower area, because the particles from the steam from the shower and from the cooking in the kitchen, you're more likely to have a nuisance smoke alarm activation as opposed to photoelectric. The National Fire Protection Association and FPA does recommend having a combination of both types of units throughout your house. So it's important to have photoelectric in areas that you might have steam or cooking incidents, but have your ionization alarms throughout other areas of your house, such as your bedrooms.
So when you do have that alarm that goes off when you've burned your toast or when you're taking your shower, what do you do? What's the safest thing to do?
The most important thing is you don't want to take the batteries out. You don't want to disconnect the smoke alarm. A lot of your newer alarms especially have a specific button just for, they call it the hush function. And when you hit that button, it gives you enough time to either let the steam out of the area or let the smoke from the cooking incident dissipate. But the main thing is you never want to disconnect your smoke alarm or disconnect the battery.
And the reason is you might not remember to connect it back?
Absolutely. You might finish dinner, finish your shower, then forget all about that battery that you left out.
And what is your maintenance for a smoke alarm? Because I know every October it's Fire Prevention Month and you know, daylight saving time, so we know we change our batteries then. So is there another time of year, or is there something else we need to be doing?
So part of that push we do in October, we say when you change your clocks, change your batteries. So in October and then the spring, when you change the spring forward, you want to change your batteries twice a year. Additionally, on a monthly basis, hit the test button to test the functionality of the smoke alarm. Periodically go through your house, and if you see any accumulations of dust or cobwebs in the area of your smoke alarms, go through a compressed air or a vacuum cleaner and just lightly kind of clean the area around the smoke alarm.
What's the average lifespan of a smoke alarm? When do you replace the whole thing itself?
Smoke alarms have a 10-year lifespan on them, and if you turn the smoke alarm over on the back side of the unit, it's actually a sticker or a stamp on there. It shows the date and the year of the manufactured smoke alarm, and they're 10-year smoke alarms. So if you notice your smoke alarm is manufactured 10 years or more, you're supposed to take it out and replace it with a new smoke alarm. They also have new units. What we're pushing now is 10-year lithium-ion sealed battery units. So you buy the smoke alarm with a lithium-ion battery in it, you put it up, install it, and for the 10 years life of the alarm, you don't have to worry about changing batteries twice a year.
So to kind of wrap up, we kind of know what we're shopping for, why we're shopping for it, and what we need to do, but where can we find smoke alarms?
So any of your home improvement stores, big box stores, Lowe's, Home Improvement, Home Depot, all those stores have smoke alarms, different combinations, the combination units, just the single photoelectric or ionization units, combination smoke alarm and carbon dioxide detection. Or additionally, I offer the program through the city at Burlington Fire Department. You can contact the fire department and we have smoke alarms if you are elderly or disabled and need assistance with that, or if you're low income on government assistance.
That's very good to know. And if we have any questions, if we're still confused about smoke alarms, is it okay to call the fire department?
Absolutely. Feel free to call the fire department.
Good. Thank you, Lieutenant David Sharp with the Burlington Fire Department, for this very informative segment on smoke alarms, and hopefully we can help save some lives.
Absolutely.
Hello, my name is Officer Harris Stewart, and today on Inside the BPD, we're going to give you all the tools to make a successful 911 call. We know at times citizens feel like they're ill-prepared when they call into 911. They don't know exactly what information to give. Well, today we're going to give you a list of options and how to go about making a 911 call.
Burlington 911, what's the location of your emergency?
Okay, so I'm here today with Tatiana Verdak, who works in communications, and today she's going to tell you what to expect when making a 911 call. Tatiana, can you tell us a little bit about what to expect?
Well, the first thing we're going to ask if someone dials 911 is what the location of the emergency is. Once we get that information, we'll ask what is going on, if there's any suspects, what kind of weapons they have, if they do have one, and for them to describe those to us. Also to describe the suspect. We like to say inside out, which means clothing. If they have on a black shirt and a red jacket, we want that information, color of the pants down to their shoes. Also the race of the person, if they have facial hair, the color of their hair, tattoos, any description that we can get to identify the person. Also it would be if the person were to leave the scene, how they leave. Are they leaving on foot? Are they getting into a vehicle? If it's a vehicle, what type of vehicle? We like to use the thing that's called symbol, which would be the color, year, body style, and other identifiers such as stickers, scratches, dents, if there's a dent in the bumper, things like that. That will help us find the vehicle, what direction of travel. We will also, if the person can get the tag number off the vehicle, that's great. We don't like to focus 100% on that. We do want it if they can get it, but also a lot of times when people use vehicles to commit crimes, they put fake tags on the vehicle, so we don't always want to put our focus just on that.
When citizens call 911, who gets the call first?
Initially, when the calls first come in for 911, they will go to the county 911 operator. That's in Alamance County. They'll take the call, they'll get the location of where you are in Burlington. If you're inside the city limits of Burlington, you will get switched to our 911 operator.
When people call 911, are all calls handled the same?
Yes, they are. Our response time does depend on the nature of the call or severity of the emergency. For example, if we have a domestic, somebody's actively being assaulted, or there's weapons involved in any form or fashion, we will get officers' response time. We consider that a higher priority. They will respond quicker to those calls than they would a minor car accident, such as just a bump up or a rear end where there's no injuries involved, or a larceny, the shoplifter's already left the store. So we do prioritize in that way, but every call is handled. We ask the same questions for every type of call. If you'll just stay where you are, we'll get officers to come meet with you as soon as we can, okay?
How are accidental 911 calls handled?
If you were to accidentally dial 911, you see that and you stay on the line until the 911 operator picks up and say, "I'm sorry, I accidentally dialed 911." That's totally okay. It's nothing to freak out about. We'll say okay and have a nice day. But if you are disconnected, you will have an officer respond just to check on you and make sure that you are okay. It's just a precaution we use to ensure the safety of our citizens.
Right. So stay on the phone. What is your #1 tip to give Burlington when they call 911?
I would say try to remain calm when dialing 911. We do understand that in everybody's situations and emergencies, things are scary, and it's hard to think clearly and give that information that we're asking for. It seems like a lot at that time.
So Tatiana, with you being in communications as long as you've been, what do you take away from your job?
I think the most important thing that I take away from it is just knowing that I've helped the citizens of Burlington. I grew up here and been here my whole life, and knowing that I can make an impact or help somebody without, from behind the scenes is very important to me. Also being there for my officers. Each one of you men and women every day go out there and do a lot, and just being there and being a part of that team means a lot to me.
So now I hope you feel like you have all the tools that you need to make a successful 911 call. And if you have to inform us of something that's not an emergency, you can also call 336-229-3500. Again, that's 336-229-3500. Be safe out there.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of Burlington Now. Until next time, keep up to date with everything going on in the city online at burlingtonnc.gov or Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at BurlingtonNC.